Hi guys, it's Ronke Posh, and how are you doing? That I just really want to know how you're doing. Please drop it in the comment section. Let me know how you're doing. How am I doing? I've just come off an Instagram live and we talked about how people can cope at this time. So how are you coping? I want to share some tips with you to cope post this Lekki massacre at this time when we are going through so much in Nigeria as a country. We've been traumatized over the last few days. Last 2 weeks we've been seeing gory videos, we've been sharing a lot of materials, we've seen so much online, whether they've been true or false, we have consumed it, and that is traumatic. That even calls for a psychiatric evaluation of every Nigerian, an assessment, and we must not be ashamed to ask for help if we need it. We must not be afraid to ask for professional help if we need it. So at this time, how can we help ourselves? How can we help our children? We cannot help our children if we ourselves are in a mess. If you're sad, if you're low, if you're feeling down and out, how are you going to help your children? So we must first of all make sure that we are okay. If you're not able to manage them, then you need to find support. So if it's husband that is struggling, you can get wife. If it's wife, you can help husband. Or if it's both of you, you can get auntie that you trust or uncle that you trust. Find support, grandma, whatever the case may be. You have to be able to help one another at this time. Another thing that we can do at this time is to make sure that we reduce social media. I said to myself I was going to take time off social media, only for my alarm to go off yesterday, and I had a meeting at 11 o'clock on social media. I had to do an Instagram live, and it's really good. I should share a link at the bottom of this video that you can also watch, and it will really help you. So you can get help for yourself. So before we can help our children, we must help ourselves. We must help ourselves by making sure that our mental and emotional states are great, that we are in good physical shape, and that we are not down and out. Otherwise, we'll pass it on to our children. Our children will have questions. They may feel fearful. You might have experienced trauma in Nigeria. I have. When we moved to Nigeria, we had armed robbers come around. My husband almost died. I was tied up. We were robbed. We were taken to where I work. We were robbed there as well. I have the videos. Make sure that you help the children manage their time. They're not watching things on social media. You're not exposing them to social media. You're not telling them to hold banners up because it's not their fight. They don't get it. And you have a duty of care to protect your children physically, mentally, and emotionally. If they don't understand something, they don't put them on the front line. You can explain to them, I can explain equality, fairness, leadership to them in a basic way, and you can also let them know what is going on in a basic way. They don't need to see pictures of shooting, whether true or false. They don't need to see that, because it can further destabilize the child. It can introduce fear, sleepless nights, urinating on themselves, doing things that they would not normally do. Or you see that they're acting in a strange way, then they have actually had enough. So you need to check on that. Now you can tell them to draw, write about their experiences. They can sing. You can also do that. There's nothing wrong with adults drawing and coloring. Let me tell you, it's a good way to calm yourself down. It's a good way to distress as well. You can take time out. You can go for walks anywhere that's safe around you. If you're living in an estate, for example, you can take a walk around there. You can reach out to somebody else to help them and ask them how are they getting through at this time. You can read a book that has nothing to do with what is going on right now. Because we have been traumatized, we need an escape. We need to go out. We are typically a country of people that have been abused and oppressed, and we live with the abuse and oppression, and another dose has been introduced. It's called learned helplessness. We have had to learn to cope with all this. Whilst this has happened, we have people who have lost children and have no closure, because the government is saying that people were not shot at, our youth were not shot at. We have them saying that they were not even there, it was photoshopped, all sorts of variations of everything. So a parent that has lost a child, how do they get closure? It's too painful. We can pray for those people. We can try and reach out to them. There are many organizations collecting money here and there to help people, to support people. You can donate. You can donate some money. You might say, oh, I don't have money. Even if it's 500 naira, it will make you feel better. You are helping somebody else. You can do that for somebody else at this time. We have to be together. We can't see tribe. We should just see humanity and see love. That is what we should be looking at. Mental, emotional help at this time. Schools can support. Schools were like, okay, should we open, should we not? Should we open, should we not? Let's close down. I'm of the school of thought at the beginning that, oh, let's close down. But after a while, I was like, I don't think schools should close down if they can help. mentally and emotionally to support these children and the parents at this time. If they can engage them, explain what is happening to them in a childlike way without traumatizing them. Parents need support because they're going through a lot and they still have to manage work as well. So many things are happening. So please, at this time, you can read, you can exercise, you can watch movies that have nothing to do with what is happening right now, because we need to detox. We've gone through so much. What are those things? Maybe you haven't baked the cake in a long time. You might want to do that. Maybe it's pancake. Maybe whatever it is, find something to do, because we cannot live in this bitterness. It will get us down even more. It will get us down even more. What we need to do is begin to look for ways to get our voters cards, if we don't already have our voters card, knowing that 2023 we're going to vote in the right people that we want. Because this time around, yes, we have asked for 5 for 5, 7 for 7. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. So against the next election, we must do whatever it is. It's so painful. I feel hurt. I feel abused. I even wrote on my timeline on Instagram that I felt that this might be how rape victims feel, because I felt invaded. I felt bruised. I felt hurt. I felt pain. I still do. And it's so essential, very, very important, that we get whole again. We find some level of healing. Your children are not the enemy. Your husband, your spouse. Don't fight them. Don't fight people on social media. Stay off social media for a while to detox. Some of us like to be on social media a lot, which is fine, but you might just need half a day, 1 day, 2 days. Push it a bit if you can, and you will be renewed. We are transformed by the renewing of our mind. Read scripture, be encouraging yourself. Calm music. You go for calm music, there are apps for calm music. You can get calm music online, you can get worship music. You can just be in a serene space. Whatever you have access to that can renew your mind. However you can help in your community. Write articles that are constructive if you are a writer. Draw. Create awareness. There was something I started doing, which was to reach people on the streets by speaking their own languages. So I got people to speak Igbo, Hausa, I did Yoruba, I did Pidgin, and other people also did Pidgin, Igbo, and all sorts of things, and we're sharing it to our contacts, our workers, people that have a team. Share it to drivers, share it to house help, share it to gardeners, share it all around so that people can be aware of what is going on, and that damaging the country is going to be our loss. These people that have that you are angry at, a lot of them can afford to get a private jet and just jet out of the country. It's ruining the whole of Lagos or any part of the country, and looting buses and destroying businesses of your fellow brothers and sisters is just not the way to go. We're putting hashtags on social media. These people don't have the money to buy how many megabytes of data. WhatsApp is more effective. That's how they organize themselves. WhatsApp is more effective, and it's effective, it's quick, it's easy to use, and phones that are not even smartphones per se have access to WhatsApp. They get the message. You're speaking their own language. You're letting them know that we are also fighting for fairness and equality. Let them know that they don't have to destroy all the good things, the infrastructure of the country. We're already struggling with good infrastructure. The DNA department, I understand, was destroyed. I saw images. If it was destroyed, how do we do some forensic work now? Let them understand that everybody is not the enemy. Don't destroy property, because we need it for ourselves, for our children, to have a good life. You are going to be watching other countries and other people doing stuff, and yet you admire them. But the little we have in the country, you're destroying it. So I put those out. If you want those audios, just reach out and let me know that you want those audios. And if you need professional help, please get professional help. So it's Ronke Posh. I hope I'll be able to share some tips with you to help you at this time. Thank you so much, and God bless Nigeria.